Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. As we gather here today, leaders of nations, sculptors of economies, and champions for peace, it is my great pleasure to pass on to you the best wishes from King Abdullah and his high hopes for a successful meeting of nations. To begin, the delegation of Saudi Arabia would like to thank and express its gratitude to the Secretary General and all those who contributed to bringing together this international community. In a time of global turmoil, Saudi Arabia is eager to use its position as a center point for Muslims and as a crossroad for world economies and trade to contribute to positive change. Saudi Arabia has shown from time to time that as a nation, as a people, we are determined to contribute to human development, nation development, and development as a global community. For a nation built upon Islamic laws, upholding Islam, and protecting Islamic interests, Saudi Arabia has become a halting point for all those in the global community who seek a better understanding of Islam and its 1 billion followers. As a prominent member of the Islamic community, we wish to reiterate our position and the condemnation of all acts of terror, whether they be committed in the name of Islam or not. While the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia sees great potential in the United Nations and its committees, we would like to amplify the global demand for the expansion of the United Nations Security Council. In addition, we stress the need to restrict the power of veto, especially on previously passed resolutions. As a founding member of the United Nations, the Kingdom urges the General Assembly to once again become the focal point of the United Nations. The delegation of Saudi Arabia hopes that in today's gathering of state representatives, of champions of peace, we can spend a significant amount of time discussing a very dire subject. We would like for you to consider a line where a war ends and a massacre begins, a line where self-defense stops and tyranny commences, a line where security is surpassed by avoidable aggression. When can the world say enough is enough? We are referring, of course, to the plight of the Palestinian people. We urge the world to recognize Palestine's right to exist as an independent body, free from occupation, free from tyranny, and free from massacres. We ask for action towards the violent tendencies against the innocent and defenseless people of Palestine. It must be realized with a sense of great urgency that Israel will never attain peace nor security as long as they continue to withhold basic human rights and commit violent atrocities against these people. My delegation calls upon the international community, especially our friends in the United States of America, to help sponsor this peace, so both the Palestinians and their occupiers may live in peace. We gather here today, rhetoric in one hand and famous quotes in the other. Saudi Arabia is among you, demanding for a better tomorrow, working for a better future. But Palestine needs a better today. Saudi Arabia asks for you to stand with them now. The feeling of betrayal, hatred, resentment continues to grow. It is our responsibility, our duty, our obligation as an international community to help bring peace to these people. This policy of double standards in regard to the Palestinian people has created and is a contributing factor to the expansion of extremism in the Islamic world. We gather here today with our words and our quotes, as for words for food and our quotes for water, as for quotes for stretchers and our words for bandages, as for words for justice and our quotes for checkpoint passes. Before we can rebuild this crumbling world of ours, we must tear down the wall of occupation. Saudi Arabia calls on all nations in a push for peace to help find a voice for these people and a home free of fear. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia calls on Israel to comply with the UN resolutions. Finally, I pray Allah helps us attain much peace here. Inshallah, we will all achieve our goals. Thank you all.